Yes, the good work being done at Leicester hospitals. Now, ever since the British Armed Forces have been airborne, people of African and Caribbean heritage have been flying with them. A Jamaican sergeant was piloting biplanes over France with the Royal Flying Corps as early as 1917.
Well, the RAF Museum at Cosford in Shropshire believes the accomplishment of black personnel has gone unrecognised, so they're putting on an exhibition dedicated to them. It's called Pilots of the Caribbean. Its launch coincides with this year's Black History Month, as Callum Watkinson reports.
Black in blue. The Royal Air Force Museum in Cosford is marking Black History Month with a new exhibition telling the story of the thousands of black people who have served in the RAF.
I was in for 36 years, man and boy, serving Her Majesty. I did my first year in Northern Ireland as a young 18-year-old. I travelled all the continents. It was really a very good education in terms of learning about other people, the way they live, what they achieve.
And he does agree with the curators of this exhibition that these men and women's stories need a more prominent retelling.
I actually go out in the community now on a regular basis. And even my own black people are saying, one said to me last week, I didn't know black people had medals like you've got on your chest. How did you get those? Yeah. Somebody else said to me, I thought the poppy was just for the white man. I didn't know it was for the black man. So education is needed.
It's a surprise that there were so many. It's a surprise that they did so much. It's a surprise we didn't know it. And we, this time last year, didn't know this story either. We have learned. One of the things we have learned, and we've been delighted to discover, is how progressive the Royal Air Force was in the 1940s, decades before legislation was in place in the workplace in civil life.
Arrivals at Tilbury. The Empire Windrush brings to Britain 500 Jamaicans.
The arrival of the Empire Windrush in 1948 is generally seen as the start of Caribbean migration to Britain. What is perhaps less well known is that fully a third of the people on board were former airmen coming to re-enlist.
Now, you're an ex-Air Force, aren't you?
Yes.
Are you going back into the Air Force again?
Yes.
Did you know if you'll be accepted?
I think so.
They went down the gangplank, disappeared for a few years, and then re-emerged as leaders in the black community, laying the foundations. People like Sam King, MBE, who became the first black mayor of Southwark, and he started the partner scheme that permitted black families to buy their own houses.
And some returned to their countries of origin to achieve great things there. The mutual respect between them and the Air Force neatly summarised on Errol Barrow's gravestone. In memory of Flying Officer Errol Walton Barrow, it reads, Navigator, Royal Air Force, World War II, and Prime Minister of Barbados. The exhibition at Cosford will run for a year. Callum Watkinson, ITV News.
Fascinating exhibition, and I love the name of it, Pilots of the Caribbean.
It's very clever,
very
isn't it?
catchy. Yeah.
I like the way they've got all, for that last man that we heard about, they've got the Prime Minister bit right at the end. That comes after the RAF.
Yes.
Just shows, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now,